Hello, one more time, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I was through for the day, but I found out my imagination kept working, and here I am back again. Working with that snow outside, and it's the worst I've had to deal with this year. And thinking about the things I've said to you earlier today and this week, I thought I wanted to clarify some things. First of all, I'd like to say that I'm so glad I'm able to make this presentation, and I hope you will finish it. Now, I think I'll tell you the good news before I tell you the bad news. The good news is this. If I was chosen to be your representative of this nation, this is what I would do. I would work from and at the far left, not the middle, not left of the middle, not right of the middle. I would work as far to the left as I could possibly go. And if there was something else that opened up, I'd step over there a little further. Now, why would I do this? Because I would want to make sure that everything that I would love to have in this life that would bring me peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and happiness, I'd like for every individual on the face of the earth to experience the same things. If I was president of the United States, I'd be doing it for me, and I'd be doing it for you. I'd also have to recognize that the power to make these things happen is not in me. It is in us, we the people. Now, since I said I'd go as far to the left as I could possibly go, you don't have to worry. I will not ever be your president. Why? Because this nation does not want anybody that thinks like this to lead the nation. This, my friends, is a reality. The reason I know this for a fact is that they decided to put a stumbling block up that everybody could be aware of if they gave it a little thought. First, you have to raise a lot of money. And if you can't raise a lot of money, you ain't what the powers that be want in office. See, we're not just a nation that's caught in this position by happenstance. No, this is by design. And somebody talking about eliminating this and bringing something better? No way. They might allow you to bring something worse, but not better. And anybody to think about something better than this has got to be not the one at the top. They can't even see down here. It can't be the one in the middle because they're struggling so hard to get up. The people that know is the one at the extreme bottom. The people who have suffered more than anybody else. They are the ones that know, and they got no money. And they were brought this low because the powers that be wanted them to be this low and designed them to be this low. And so in order for that to happen, a miracle would be required. And that miracle would be you, the people, would have to wake up and say, no more, we're going to run this thing. You see, right now, when I say that's the good part, I say that because that's what all of you want. But I also want you to know that it won't happen. Now, what's the bad part? The bad part is this. I'm a black man. My skin is black. And I was raised by old people who taught me in such a way that my actions were white. So in reality, when I was in the fields picking cotton and chopping cotton, I was like one of them poor white folks out in the fields picking and chopping cotton. I didn't see it that way, but as I grew and understand, that's what it really was like. I was a poor white man out in the fields picking and chopping cotton, and I had black skin. On top of that, I knew and I found out that as I grew and matured and got exposure in life, I could get a job anywhere. Why? Because people who interviewed me knew they had nothing to fear. I was not just a white man in black skin. I was a house nigga. I was the kind you didn't have anything to worry about. You can leave your house open and make sure that just I was sitting up in there and nobody was coming up in there. I was that kind of nigga. And so I went through life knowing that I could achieve anything until finally one day I woke up. But what did I find when I woke up? I found out that that was wrong. That whole thing was wrong. But what else did I find out? I found out this. People would tell me that the black man is the original man. I don't know what that meant any more than I knew what my older sister meant. Man, we were sisters and brothers. Just because she was older didn't mean too much of anything as far as my mother and father were concerned, or your mother and father would be concerned. So they said by being the original people, sometimes you get the impression that because of this, you got some connection with the mother that the others don't have. You got some connection with the existence of things that others don't have. But for me, maybe it's because I was a white person for a long time. I am responsible and I care for white people just as I do black people. When I say I'm going to the far left, I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about every people. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know I've seen some ugly, low-down, dirty things in white people to the extent that I didn't just have to listen to other people call them devils. I call them devils myself. But I also want you to know that these devils did not stand alone. There are devils in black skin who have black actions are just as much devils as white people. They don't know anything about color. They don't know anything about ethnicity. The devil will grab whomever that will open up and say, here I am. Because he's going to and fro to see, are you ready? Are you ready? And they are saying yes. Now, who's ready? As far as I can see, ladies and gentlemen, everybody. Everybody's ready. Ready to do what? To stay on the path that they're on. And I want to say this to the Republicans and the Democrats. I want you to know and I'm talking to all the public people in general, there's no difference between the Republicans and Democrats. They are all lost. Let me say that again. They're all lost. And they can't lead you anywhere but down a path of being lost. Let me say that again. There's no difference between the United States of America and North Korea. There's no difference between the United States of America and Russia. All you might see is some little things happening in Russia that doesn't happen in the United States, and you might think you're better because those things don't happen there. But you got things that happen here that are just as worse as those things that happen there. So when you hear somebody say, the violence over there, and then somebody say, well, this nation has violence too, it's the truth. It slaps you in the face. You don't want to admit it, but it's absolutely the truth. You think Republicans want everybody on this in America to have peace and prosperity and joy and happiness? Heck no. You think Democrats want everybody in America to have peace, prosperity, joy, and happiness? Heck no. Do you think white people want black people and all the rest of the people to have joy and peace in life? Heck no. You think black people want everybody to have peace, prosperity, and joy in life? Heck no. You think men want everybody in America to have peace, prosperity, happiness, and joy in life? Heck no. You think women want all people in America to have peace, prosperity, joy in life? Heck no. Why, ladies and gentlemen, should be the question. The question is because we were raised that way. We were created to be lovers, but we were brought up with that other idea that I just explained. And for you to change, you have to have a rebirth. You got to be born again. You got to look up in that imagination and find something that's so fantastic that you say, that's me. That's what I want. That's what I want to do. Then if the choice is that you want all joy and peace for other people, including yourself, that's a rebirth of what your imagination has introduced you to. And that's the only thing. You out there by yourself. Some people might be out there too, but they're so far spread apart, you can't do anything. So what I really see is the world, as I have said before, is nothing but hell. A little bit more hell going in one place than others, but eventually it will work itself around. It will work itself around. They say Venezuela used to be one of those rich powers that be. You see what happens? And what is happening They say U.S. used to be got it going on. But you see what's happening in the United States now. You see something is changing in China. This thing is just circling around. You're not getting anywhere. You're not growing. You're just being led like a bunch of sheep. You're blind as you can possibly be with scales over your eyes a foot thick. But this is not to condemn you. No, 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 no. All I'm saying is that's what it is. Somebody have to tell you the truth. And to know the truth means you got to know what's messed up. And you got to know what happens when you move the messed up out. This is why I would say I would go as far to the left. As far to the left. Because those on the right don't want you to go anywhere toward the left. And those on the left don't want you to go too far to the right. Because when they go to the right, they know they're going to suffer on the side. If you go to the left, nobody's going to suffer. Too bad that the Democrats don't know that. If they knew this and stood up for what's on the right, and don't be letting for the left, don't let the right design your program. If left is right, then you stand up for left. Don't be sticking in the middle. Talking about you just want to be moderate. The hell with moderate. Do the right thing. And right thing happens to be to the left, as far as I'm concerned. And that's what I want to leave with you. I want to leave with you that if I had the power, the authority, I would operate straight from the left. And I would not, at this late date, sell out. There have been times when I have, but I would not sell out. I would stand up for white people just like I would black people. If white people were suffering by black people, I'd set the black people down if I had the authority to do so. If black people are suffering from white people, I'd shut them down if I had the authority to do so. Right now, only thing I can do is talk. And stand up for myself. I can't stand up for you. I've gone to jail trying to get your attention to stand up for you, and you paid no attention. I realize now that it's not all about that. I just wanted to let you know that when I've used profanity on you, I didn't do it just to whites. I did it to blacks as well. When I put down, in a negative sense, men, I did it to women as well. When I did it to old folks, I had a little mercy on the children. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I've made my point. So I think my break time is up from shoveling the snow. So I'm getting ready to go back out there and do 15 more minutes. And if my imagination works up some new stuff, I'll come back. But if it doesn't, I'll just do my job. And I want to wish you a good one. Bye-bye.